Again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, and I want to do something retro. And that something retro is going to mean that I'm actually going to make a dirty pour cup. Oh my gosh. So, first color in, probably the last color out. I am not putting any silicone in this, but that doesn't mean that if I like what happens, I'm probably going to try one of these with silicone. I have a 14 by 14 inch canvas. This is a 12 by 12. Whoa! Crash! And I am putting the colors that I got out previously and shook because they all have pouring medium in them. And I'm not layering them, if you'll notice, because I want them to be agitated by each other along the way. I need a different purple, and there it is. Cool. Doesn't look like I shook that one. That's okay. What's a little flow troll between 70,000 friends and me? So the trick to this is going to be using the white paint on the base of the canvas, having a wet canvas. Make sure everything is shaken. And just keep using all the colors that I put. You know, that orange always makes me want a darker orange to go with it, but I think this time I'm going to try the red. And since I can't get away with that, I'm going to do the orange. And what else? Maybe some of that magenta too. I'm not picking colors that I think will go well together, because in the past the bottom line has always been, where's my black? The bottom line has always been that they do what they want. So I like to experiment. That is some white metallic from Anita's. Oh, there's the color I'm looking for. That's perfect. It would be if it would come out. I've cleaned my skewers. Some of them don't have points on them left. They have so much paint. Oh, I would like you to come out so much faster than that. Please, 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 please. Alright, so I guess the trick to that will be give it a little stir like I used to. This is total flashback to the old days. Put that aside. This is sort of like a Dutch pour without flipping the paint back over. And I am going to make sure I can see everything in there. I've just been mixing white paint. I had the last 1 3/4 gallons of paint in the bottom of a 5-gallon container I bought at Walmart a while ago. And I wanted to pull out some paint so that I could keep the enamel semi-gloss separate and try some experiments eventually. Not today. Although this might be this might be one of those that just has GAC 800 in it. I always put GAC 800 in all my paints because it keeps the paint from cracking. When I started doing this a long time ago, a couple of years back, maybe not that long, I used to have cracking in the white paint. Of course, then I was also using Elmer's glue. Don't use Elmer's glue. You're going to ruin your chances of keeping something that's even vaguely archival, because it's nasty. It's not waterproof. It's just basically bad. So, as referred to before this, I'm going to do flip cup. We'll do the the superstitious tap, 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 but not for long. Pretty cells in there, and no silicone in here. So what I used to do, if I can remember, is hit it real quick. With my torch, which has an artresin.com torch head on it, and I recommend them. Now, I never did have edge catchers before, and the only reason I'm going to use one now, actually I'm not going to use one quite yet now. I'm going to recenter my paint. I used to call these stars. I see that thing that I hope is bubbles, but it's not. So come out of their thing that does not belong. I was kind of hoping my colors would be prettier, but we're not done yet by a long stretch. So basically I kept recentering my paint and heading it toward the middle of a corner. Recentering my paint. If I don't like it, I'll just add some more paint. So basically making a big diamond shape right at the moment until we get to a place where we can actually pour over the edge. I don't think I ever did this quite this precisely in the past, for sure. But as you move the paint, paint flowing to paint, paint is getting agitated, and I'm hoping, against hope, if I'm fast enough, that we will have a chance to torch again. And now, I'm going to pick a side, any side. And I'm not going to stop it. I'm not going to hold that flat against the edge, but I am going to let it fall right over. And then I'm going to let it go back on again, because it's too pretty not to. Ooh, you know what? I really want to do that again. I'm going to let it go back. I'm going to let it go over. And I'm going to have to watch one of those videos again to see. And squeeze it back on, because there's some nice agitation going on with that. Let's let that go to the center. Not going to worry about what's on my edge catcher. Am I? Oh, you know I am. Let's do it again. Try and keep to this a similar width. And every time you send that paint, what is that thing that's just right there? Gotta go. Now I've got chains and stuff. If I don't like how this looks, there is nothing going to keep me from changing it up. Yeah, I'm using the short edge. I'm feeling brazen. But the trick with that is to not throw the whole length of it back in. Interesting. You'd think I'd know better about a bunch of things by now. But it's like 100 and some odd degrees out here, and I'm not going to blame myself if I'm a little warped from the warmth. That purple just sort of took right over there. But that last stroke with the red and the orange is really pretty. Now, I don't mind any of that, and I think I used to always add tendrils. And I can certainly do that again. Right along the whole edge. It's the wet paint. The white paint background is still nice and wet. If I want some other paint, I could probably just put it in there. I am sort of being somewhat more haphazard than I used to be with the tendrils, but I am in a little bit of a hurry because I'm going to kind of want to do this again. Now I've got black, and black is sort of calling me to change this up a little bit, but I don't know if I should listen to that calling or not. I want to see where my non-pointed points are going. Let's spiral those out a little bit. And quickly, as quickly as I can make myself, go back and torch, see if we can release some cells while the paint is still nice and wet. I just want to keep tipping. I've got the basting brushes. I like that. I like this. I like a bunch of it. I just, I want it to do what I want it to do. Go figure. She said so spoiled. Let's go ahead and give it a little bit of a torch. Yeah, we got some cool cells popping. I don't want to set up the surface so much so that I can't do something with it. So that's kind of cool. It doesn't keep me from wanting to play. Oh, and I never did skewer out that top, but I have now. So let's see where I might want something. Not getting much. I guess it's more of a... Alright, so my chain pulls are done with a loop, like so. And I think the coolest thing about using the chain right now is we might find a whole lot of other colors. I'm just going to let that go right down over the side. Varied colors. And we could do this with straws. By blowing in the paint. It's been a while since I've done this, so I'm kind of really enjoying this. I want some of that paint that's on my tile right there to fix that up. Yeah, let's break some rules, because I can. That's the name of my book on the Amazon link, and it's called that for a reason. Because I can. And so can you, by the way. I want to take my time and not mess this up too bad because I kind of like what's happening here. I don't want anything right dead in the center. It was okay, but I need flamboyance. That's probably not the way you say that word. I'm so not bilingual. I wish I was, but I'm not. Alright, so that's cool. Let's rinse that chain off and just throw it in the bucket so you're not even tempted to use it again, woman. And let's go ahead and give a little bit of gold here and there. And I might be tempted to torch one more time. I really want a short piece of chain. The one short piece of chain I had, I just threw in the bucket. Alright. Very different patterns from the looped and the non-looped. I love exposing those colors. Fabulous. I want to drain that chain, but then I didn't do it. I know you noticed that. You guys notice everything. Hey, thanks for all the nice comments you give me. They're fabulous. Thank you so much. Let's see if I can steal some of this and put it down over here. I still want some black, but kind of like what I've got. If I hold it up very high and just a little tiny bit of it touches the surface, it's a different mark. I'm in danger of going overboard, but I love what I've got right now, so it's very hard to stop. I could do this with a black background and we might have a whole different effect. I'm picking that up and taking it away. I've got basting brushes, but more to the point, I've got skewers. And what else do I want to do in here? Anything? I want something down here. I want to make this my own. And we really don't have mud. We've got some really pretty stuff going on. I want some turquoise over there. So I've taken... I wish I'd quit knocking bottles over. This is getting a little weird. I've never knocked so many bottles over as I have since the summer got hot. Now the paint is very liquidous right now, and it seems to want to make cells. And I don't want to make nice cells and then eradicate them, so I'm going to be kind of cautious about what's happening here. I'm going to attempt that anyway. I'm going to wipe off my chain again, even though I like that paint if I don't have a place to put it. And I see that there's some neat stuff happening here, it's looking a lot more dimensional than it was. And I'm very tempted to just say, I don't need to risk the chain if I have a bamboo skewer. And I do have 3 minutes left to look at what I've got. And I can add a spiral if I want. Or 2 even, or more. I kind of want some more of that red just because it draws the eye around. Let's see where it should go. Can't remember if I put copper in there or not. No, I don't see it. Maybe I did. I bet you know. So that's pretty neat. All I really want is some white now, but I think I was using the white metallic, so let's do that. Here. And here. And there, and see if that... I keep trying to keep my tops off. So that's kind of nice. I like that. I want something else in here, and I want something else over there, and I want something else everywhere. This is my Prussian blue when it comes out. And that's pretty cool. I want to be able to move the eye around in here. And just by putting a few dots down, in theory, I should be able to lead paint and add a few interesting marks. Now that scraped right down to canvas, but that doesn't mean anything really. I want to take that dark paint. I used to take the straw and blow Do I have a straw? Can I show you guys? I had a straw the other day. There it is. I used to blow like this. And then back in. And make little hooks like that. And like this. And that was pretty cool. And I could still do that, except for I'm having too much fun doing what I'm doing. I like that. I feel like I'm missing something, and I'm not sure exactly what it is. But I am making a composition as opposed to accidental art. And all that's rather beautiful, to me, at least. I'm going to put some of this over here. I've got a composition I actually really do like, and I feel like I'm responsible for it, which is a nice feeling. Let's keep going until we can't. Keep going until we run out of time. That's better. That eye draws, yeah. That color draws the eye over there. I want some magenta. Whoops. There. And there. How about a little waggle for old time's sake? So the only thing that I'm thinking now is that I'm really close to getting what I want. And I like getting what I want. Doesn't everyone? That's my 2-minute warning to tell you guys to shop my Amazon link. Whoops. Oh, I gotta zero that out. 1, 2. There you go. Shop my Amazon link under the show more underneath the video to help me out at no added cost to you, and it does eventually at the end of the month, sometimes, more or less. You can find my OXO omelet turning spatulas there. These. And the Princeton Archel Catalyst spatulas there. And basting brushes. Ooh, that needs to go in the bucket. Darn, I hate leaving paint on these. You can find ball chain there. You can find all kinds of stuff there. I think this is nice, but I want more. And I do give art classes at the studio in Spring Hill. I do sell my artwork. If you want to inquire through YouTube, please go ahead. I have Facebook groups for students. That's Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation, and I have one for collectors, which is Expressionist Art Studio Fans and Collectors, and you might have to join either one or both of those if you want in, but there are no hoops to jump through, so you'll be fine. And I'll let you right in. What else should I tell you? Underneath the video there's the paint pouring description and Pinterest and Instagram links, and Instagram is getting a little more popular, and I'll probably still be working on this when that timer stops and tells me that I'm down to my last minute. Because I'm having a good time. I think you can tell. But the paint is getting a little gummy, so it's time to count my blessings. Where was I just there? Okay, got it. I think a little more white in the design on the inside next time. Or maybe right there. Or maybe this. If I can get some to come out. Sort of, kind of. Oh, I wish it would come out. So I love you guys, and there's over 70,000 of you. There's a contest running every month for contributors to the studio, and it shows on the last 20 seconds of this video on the end screens, where you can also find my playlist with over 700 videos. The longer you watch the videos, and if you give me a thumbs up, it tells the YouTube algorithm that you like what I'm doing, and they should give me better placement, and they do. So I really appreciate those of you who have been helping me out by watching longer and giving me a thumbs up. And I gotta stop adding paint. Not really. I really don't. But I'm gonna torch and call it good and tell you guys I love you again, and thank you for joining me, and thank you for all the wonderful compliments. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida, still spiraling. Still spiraling out of control right till the very last second. Alright, so you guys take care and hope to see you in the next video. Bye for now. Wait, I see that thing. Probably nobody saw that thing except for me. But